Hey folks, Evil Pajamas here with another Marvel Champions card game playthrough. So this is an aggression Captain Marvel deck versus Expert Ultron. Mainly I took this video to see if I could find a better way to show the gameplay. Had hoped to get an actual win here, so not an actual win here, spoiler alert. So if you're not familiar with Captain Marvel, basically you're going to get 7 cards when you're on the alter ego side, which is a pretty good hand size. So I think it's a no-brainer to play Avengers Mansion here out of the gate. So I think that Get Over Here is just a real rock star card against Ultron. As long as there's no attachment buffing the drones, you're going to be able to get rid of a drone for a 0 mana card, which I think really helps. So one of the things I noticed when I had previously been playing is that I was frequently flipping over to my alter ego side very early, causing the first main scheme to sort of pop on Ultron, and then having it snowball on me from there. So I decided to go here with the buff card in order to stay on the hero side longer there. Absolutely love an Energy Channel and Captain Marvel's cards. If you're not familiar with it, it basically is going to let you store up to 5 counters on it, paying one of the lightning resource each time to store a counter, and then as a hero action, you can pop it for 2 damage per counter, up to 10 damage, which is really huge. So maybe you're wondering why I didn't just pop the defense buff there, since Ultron is already getting 3 attack from the drone buff, even without a boost card, and really the reason is I just forgot. Not entirely sure whether tossing Nick Fury there was really the best play. I didn't see what all the resource cards I had, if I had other matching resources there. I don't know off the top of my head what the resources are in the bottom left on all those cards, but in retrospect, Nick Fury was probably not the correct toss for Android efficiency there, to be honest. So looking at the rest of my hand, it does look like I did not have an option other than tossing Nick Fury. I believe I just drew that Tigra off of the Avengers Mansion. So there's a big long pause here in the gameplay, and that's because I'm looking up the rule currently, the order for consequential damage, because I wasn't entirely sure how Tiger's ability resolved, whether or not the first damage would be immediately negated. And looking at the rule book, it looks like because the Tiger's ability will completely resolve before the consequential damage occurs, you can't actually remove that first consequential damage. Like she's gonna have to take at least 1 damage there. So, quick change of mind on what card I'm using to play there, to activate Captain Marvel's ability there to heal for 1, and then draw a card. So you might note that I actually forget to heal for 1 there, but that's okay because if you noticed earlier, I forgot to attack myself with the Ultron minion on the earlier phase. So I noticed it at this point and just left my HP at 9. So yeah, I just, sometimes you make errors like that. Sometimes I do a lot. At this stage, I'm still looking pretty good. Ultron's at 18 of the initial 22, and I am at 9 of 12 with zero threat on the one the first main scheme. And then as a double bonus, the obligation card for Captain Marvel was pulled as the boost there on the attack. And yes, once again, I did not opt to use that to block the damage. Just don't ask me why, but I guess I prefer to go down to 3 health. Probably equally as bad there, given the layout of the board was not just blocking that with Spider Girl, who has 2 health max anyway. So the advanced drone comes into play. I don't find these to be very problematic for Captain Marvel. I think that other characters might find that 4 health plus guard plus additional drone when it dies effect a little bit annoying, but that is one of the things that Captain Marvel is good at in the matchup against Ultron. So Psionic Blast, obviously one more damage than it actually needed to kill the advanced drone. And then irritatingly, as the forced response, then I have to put another card, drone card, into play. I knew I left Spider Girl out there for a reason besides blocking, because I wanted to take a ton of damage to the face. So I decided because I wasn't using that buff to give myself another one of those same buffs to also not use. So this is the phase during the game where I think I struggle a little bit is when I have a hand like that coming up and the board is sort of under control, but do you commit? I mean, I think that maybe Quinn Query is probably the right play when it gets around to my turn, but I think ultimately I don't know that I think that a lot of games I've lost by just committing too many turns to setting up resource generation on the board. You'll pay for that was really being played off of Ultron's attack, not the minions attack, since you have to play it off of a villain attack, but it's really didn't really hurt anything. There was no additional information I gained out of that since the minion doesn't get a boost card, nothing changed. And it was the same amount of threat, obviously. So cycling and healing for one using Ms. Marvel's ability, I mean Captain Marvel's ability. So there goes that Alpha Flight Station into the shitter, but I think that's actually one of the reasons why I too frequently flip over to the Alter Ego side is to get more cards off of Alpha Flight Station. So I don't know, maybe it done me a favor this game, becoming an Ultron drone. So for some reason, the second camera I was using always stops recording at around this point, and I have to hit it again. So there's no picture in picture here for a brief moment. It's going to return momentarily. But at any rate, Hall of Heroes is one of those cards that I put in this deck that I've actually never gotten to use. I don't know if it's just way too slow. Like I thought there would be no problem using it given all of Ultron's minions, but I don't know. I've never found a good time to actually play the card. Which I find to be like one of the main problems I have with deck construction in this game is that I never find a good time to play the cards that I think that I'm going to play in there. Also, here I fudged a little bit because I did not declare the defend before the card, but because the boost card actually was a blank, um, I also didn't get any additional information off there, not to justify my screw up, but that I obviously was going to defend there because it would have been lethal damage otherwise, like with no boost. Nonetheless, the karma punished me for my cheating here on this turn, and I lost the main scheme, and Ultron got a second upgrade, and all sorts of bad stuff. And by upgrade, I mean attachment. At some point here, Ultron had healed, he's back to 20, and things are going significantly worse for me here. Like, I'm actually doing worse than I was 2 turns ago. Uh, like, much worse, actually. The board state is terrible right now. So yeah, you can't see my HP, but it's not very high. So the game really snowballs out of control a little bit from here. I'm gonna actually suggest that you probably skip forward through this part. If you really want to see the game footage, I'm probably not gonna commentate up until a little bit later here. If you want to hear me ramble on, I would suggest skipping ahead to about 1905. That should get you about to where the point is where I think that I would want to commentate. All right, if you sat through all of that, that is probably yeah, maybe you enjoyed it more without my commentary. But we're back here. I Cyanic Blast Ultron down to zero, getting him to his third form. But I I'm already on the you can't remove threat third stage, and it has one threat on it. He also has Invasive AI Guide Scheme in play, and then the third form brings in Ultron's Imperative. So he starts with 25 health, so it's not looking great for me to bring him from 25 to zero. Also, he can't be damaged until those three drones get killed first. And obviously, I played a three cost card to get him down to zero to begin with, not counting whatever I happened to have played before that. So yeah, it's not looking real great here. You can see I mess up and forget that the drones have 2 HP and actually try and actually count one of them as dead here with just a one attack. I correct that here in a moment and ultimately actually put that card. So I did pick up additional information because I know what card was under the drone, but it doesn't really affect anything. But at any rate, I think my camera actually ran out of battery here at some point. And so I'm going to cut it short. The big spoiler here is that Ultron gets enough steam the end of the turn here. So not real great play on my part. But if you enjoyed this video, please click like. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please hit subscribe.